Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Steven Uresco of Restaurant Adventures with Steve Uri. For today's restaurant adventure, I will be taking you on a culinary journey to North Africa, to Dar Tagine Moroccan restaurant, located over in Plantation, Florida. Morocco is a nation in North Africa that borders on the Atlantic Ocean to the west and the Mediterranean Sea to the north. Due to the Arabic conquest in the 7th century, the Arabs not only brought Islam to the region, but the Arabic language, along with many of Morocco's culinary traditions. For example, the method of stewing meats and vegetables in a clay pot, called a tagine, was brought to North Africa via the Arabs. Dar Tagine, or Tagine House, is a family-owned and operated bistro located in a busy strip mall in Plantation, Florida, and was first opened in 2018. I recently went there with my wife, Beverly, to try the place out. When we first entered, we were greeted by a colorful exhibition of Moroccan clothing hanging on a rack, along with scarves, seat pads, and ornate Moroccan furniture. There was also a display case of tempting Moroccan baked goods. But this only served to prepare us for what was to come. When we entered the main dining room, we felt as if we had entered the dining chamber of an opulent palace. The room was adorned with colorful furniture, cushioned in red and gold, along with ornate furnishings of brass. Tapestries of red, green, and gold covered the walls. From the ceiling hung beautifully elaborate lamps, ornamented in jeweled tones. Once we sat down, our beverage order was taken by our food server, who was clothed in traditional Moroccan attire, including a hijab. I ordered iced mint tea, which came lightly sweetened. This proved to be quite refreshing, considering how hot the weather was on this Florida afternoon. As for Beverly, she ordered the hot but very sweet traditional mint tea. With an elegant and practiced flourish, our food server poured the tea for my wife. While we were examining the menu, we were entertained by Moroccan music videos on their TV set. Shortly after, our food server brought us a loaf of thick, fluffy Moroccan KOBZ, sided with 2 dipping sauces. Both my wife and I enjoyed this Moroccan specialty, North African style, as a utensil to eat our food with bits of this luscious bread. We started out with 3 different appetizers. The first was the ZAALOuk, which consisted of roasted eggplant and was sautéed with tomato, garlic, olive oil, and spices. The second was a Moroccan salad of sliced beets seasoned with parsley and homemade vinaigrette dressing. Both these appetizers were very flavorful and delicious. Our third appetizer was the meat BRIWAT of spiced ground beef and vermicelli noodles rolled up in a deep-fried crispy pastry skin. These came out piping hot. We then shared a bowl of an enticingly well-seasoned soup called HARIRA. This was a rich, tomato-based broth studded with chickpeas and was flavored with Moroccan spices, cilantro, and parsley. This also came to the table scorching hot. By then, we were ready for our main courses. Beverly ordered the half-chicken tagine, which was brought to our table in a beautifully ornate tagine clay pot. The chicken was succulent and fork tender in a rich chicken gravy, speckled with green olives and preserved lemons. This dish was not only visually appetizing, but the taste was delightful. For my main course, I ordered the royal couscous. This consisted of a falling off the bone tender lamb shank, 2 MERGUEZ Moroccan sausages, and a variety of roasted vegetables piled on top of a mound of soft couscous. The lamb was moist and succulent and was bursting with the flavor of a profusion of exotic spices. The sausage was also very good and was unlike anything I'd eaten before. Once we had finished our wonderful meal, we were brought covered dishes of the Moroccan baked goods that we had seen in the glass case. It was a variety of sweet dessert cookies that were visually attractive as well as delicious. Our final serving was a large Arabic coffee. This was brought to us in a big conical copper pot called a jezva, along with 2 elegant crystal coffee cups resting inside ornate cup holders. Our food server added sweetener to our cups from a lavishly styled sugar bowl. Beverly and I left Dar Tagine very satisfied with our dining experience. The food was scrumptious as well as unusual. The atmosphere was sensual and exotic. We both loved the place. I am already planning for what I will be ordering on my next trip. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this week's restaurant adventure. Thank you for tuning in. This is Steven Uresco of Restaurant Adventures with Steve Uri signing off for now. Until next time, basaha.